Hey, we're smart people.
Hey, so good morning, Griswold. Augie is stretching my box here a lot with doing this. We just want to have some fun this week, a week of passion, the Passion Week it's kind of called.
Yeah.
And looking up why do they call it Passion Week is because it's talking about the passion through which Jesus entered into this week. There is more said about this week of Jesus' life from the Gospels than any other time. And so we're going to talk about that, but some other things first. Just glad you're joining us live for a little bit. We just want to have some fun.
Yeah. If you have the ability to comment, we'd love for you to get your comments in there. So if you're on Facebook or you're on YouTube and you have the ability to comment, just say hi. We'd love to say hi to you. We've got some special things that we're going to be doing. One of the first things that we are going to be doing is we want to tell you guys about what the weather is going to be like today. Mr. Weatherman Tony.
Oh, yeah, Weatherman.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Hey, today is what they're saying is supposed to be really, really warm. But
it's a kite flying day, right?
It's a kite flying day. Well, if you can hang on to your kite, if you lose it, it's going to be another state away, I think, somewhere northeast from here. Hey, a shout out to our kids on the track team. You got a track meet down in Bedford tonight. You're going to set record times on one side of the track and lose all your time on the other because
Absolutely.
The winds are supposed to be 30 to like 50 mile an hour today, but 70 degrees. So I guess somebody said, hey, you must have brought the good weather back from out east. I said, no, it's just
how it is.
It's just how it is. So
that works.
Nice day today. Just hold on to if you have loose items because the wind is going to blow. And don't start any fires because there's a red flag warning today. So.
Don't stick a stick in your kid's coat and tie string to him because that would be bad too.
Yeah, no. Hang on to the kite.
Now, one of the things I enjoy looking at every day, even though it's I don't always go get it, is there are specials of the day at the places that you can eat, Tiger Mart and Dusty's, and we have those specials of the day because we thought ahead and asked about that.
Yeah. So anyway, today, if you want to go to Dusty's, don't because Dusty's is always closed on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
We're really glad for Ryan and Sarah in our community and having that restaurant. But we have Tiger Mart, and Tiger Mart today is Chinese. And so if you're feeling a little bit of a Chinese fix, head down to Tiger Mart and get some Chinese as their special for the day.
Yeah. So, not to jump everything into it, but we want to talk about like what's something you did fun this weekend?
Ooh, my fun thing, honestly, was coming back home, taking a few days off and going out and helping my sister-in-law do some work on her home. We had a great time doing that. Had fun hanging out with my nieces and nephews and nieces. I don't know. There's a lot of them. But anyway, and grandkids. I got to see Monica and I got to see all our grandkids over this past weekend. And so that was fun.
Awesome. I think for me, we did a lot of like spring cleaning like things. We cleaned our carpets. I know a lot of people don't think that's fun, but it's nice to remind yourself of like cleanness, and you smell the clean in the air, and you're like, oh yeah, it's nice to clean things out.
That's right. That's true.
It's also nice that it was cold, but we still opened up the house a little bit, let the breeze kind of blow through, and we're getting to that time of the year, so that's really cool.
That's what's nice. Hey, maybe today it would be a good day to open the house. You might have to hold on to the things in your house. They may blow from one side of the room to the other. Anyway,
you might be switching houses with furniture because of the way the wind blows today. It's pretty strong. One of the things that we also want to do in this Good Morning Griswold is we want to talk about what Jesus was doing on each day or something that happened around that time. So, Tony, what is it that we're going to be talking about today as it is what it was Jesus doing?
So what was Jesus doing on Monday? Again, it's called Passion Week just because of the idea of the passion that Christ put. His passion was us. He knew that he would be why he came. He came to be the sacrifice, the perfect sacrifice for us. But Monday, it's recorded in Matthew and Mark and John, these things. But I want to just talk a little bit about from Mark's account. Jesus was in Bethany. And he spent the night in Bethany, and then he's making his way to Jerusalem. And on his way to Jerusalem, it says he saw a fig tree. And here's what it says in Mark's account. Seeing in the distance a fig tree and fruit, he went to find out if it had any fruit. When he reached it, he found nothing but leaves, because it was not the season for figs. And so he sees this fig tree. What he does next is kind of interesting. Then he said, "May no one ever eat fruit from you again." And his disciples heard him say it. So he sees the fig tree, he curses the fig tree, and then he goes on. He goes on into Jerusalem, and another thing we see for the second time in his ministry, he clears the temple. The money changers and stuff like that. And then after saying about how the temple was to be a place of prayer, I guess the challenge for me to think a little bit, two things. One, about the temple is not just a building. You have the opportunity to go to worship and to be in a building, but the temple is also us. And it's like, are we letting our life be a place of prayer? Is prayer a part of our life? And so that's one challenge that I think that we can take from Jesus on Monday, is like, what are we doing? What are we praying about? Who are we praying for? But the second one is that really intrigues me about what Jesus did is the fact that he saw this tree, a fig tree. He was hungry. He went to go see if there was any fruit on it, and there was no fruit. Reminds me a little bit about a conversation you and I had. You had said you'd listened to a guy preach a sermon about...
In January, Matt Chandler preached a sermon, and he was talking about bearing fruit and being part of a community and being part of a church. And one of the things that he said was, out of love, evaluate where you are, and if you are just attending on Sunday, you probably shouldn't call yourself a Christian, or at least evaluate calling yourself a Christian, because our calling as a Christian is not just Sunday morning, check it off and go home. It's being part of the community, being part of the church, but also bearing the fruit. It's fruits of the Spirit, really, the love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness,
self-control.
Self-control, is it faithfulness? Self-control.
Yeah.
We're Bible scholars here,
yeah,
smart people. But it's showing those fruits and bearing those fruits. And if we're not bearing those fruits on a daily journey, having that desire to bring God with us and encouraging God with us, then maybe we need to reevaluate whether we are a Christian or not. And that's kind of what Jesus, I think, is saying here with the fig tree, is he's like, you're not bearing fruit, you're dead to me. And that's hard to say, but out of love, he says that to us multiple times.
That's, I guess, what I've been wrestling with as I've been looking at this, is just like, and asking myself, and maybe you need to ask yourself the same question, is just, if Jesus was to walk up to you and just say, you know, where's the fruit? Is he going to find it? And I hope that your life this day can be marked with bearing fruit. There is, as Augie, you mentioned, the fruit of the Spirit. But I think it's just, are we showing Christ? Are people able to see Jesus through us? And that's the fruit that I think we want to show today. Yeah. So when Jesus walks up to and says, he's not going to find an empty tree. He's not going to find you being empty, but he's seeing you bear fruit.
Right. Absolutely. And we just want to encourage you today, just kind of evaluate where you are and think about how God is passioning you this week as we head into Easter weekend.
Yeah.
We got a lot of fun things planned this week. We got some steak on the menu sometime this week. We got some other things that we're planning. Steak. And we would just love for you to join us on this. Every morning at 9 o'clock, we're going to hop on here. You can comment in the comments, and you can say hi. We'd love to say hi back to you. Even afterwards, we can mention you the next day. And it all leads up to breakfast on Sunday at
9:15.
Yeah.
Join us here. We're going to have Easter breakfast, have the table set up, and just have some conversation. Continue this conversation about just how was your week? What do you look forward to in Easter, or what did you look forward to in Easter? We're looking forward to seeing you this coming Sunday. We look forward to seeing you each day here online with Good Morning Griswold. Have a great day.
Bye. Button.